Hey everybody, it's that time of year again. Getting the gardens prepped, seeds planted. Already have some food starts going here in the greenhouse. Planted seeds about, about a week ago. Already got some stuff germinating. We got our golden cabbage, red rocks, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, some zooks and some squash coming up. Basil's going. Peppers, I think it's peppers and tomatoes. I think it's still a little too cold outside for the peppers and tomatoes, but they should be germinating soon. Well, and because it is that time of year, everyone's talking about soil. So let's go out to the main garden, have a look at that. So we're switching things up out here this year in the garden. We did single rows last year, but we're gonna tear all these up and redo everything and do what's called a core gardening method. And core gardening is where you dig a trench underneath your bed, and you completely fill it halfway with like mulch, straw, aged manure, whatever, and then you saturate that core and put all your soil back over it. So in desert regions like this, that really helps with moisture retention and nutrient content. As that breaks down, it creates some of the best humic matter in your soil, brings in all kinds of microbial life. So if you're in a dry, arid climate, that is definitely a technique I would try to employ in your gardens. And I don't claim to be a gardening master by any means. We've struggled trying to rebuild this soil out here because when we bought this property, it was just... So you can just see how devoid of any life this soil really has. I mean, there's just sand, silt, a little bit of clay, almost no organic matter at all. And with the core gardening method, we'll dig a trench just like this down the entire length, and you just really, it's a cheap and almost free in most places way to really, build up your soil really quick, because in 2 or 3 months all that'll break down into just beautiful humic matter. I won't bore you guys to death watching me dig a trench and filling it with straw and alpaca manure. I'm pretty sure you guys can figure that one out pretty easily. There's a lot of videos on YouTube about it to begin with on the core gardening method. But with that, I think there's a lot of common things overlooked when it comes to soil, and soil health in particular. That soil health directly relates, has a correlation to plant health. And if your soil is healthy and alive and properly balanced, your plants are going to thrive and produce abundantly. They're also going to be a lot healthier, and it's going to reduce pest pressure in your garden, because pests don't really want to attack a healthy plant. They want to go after a weak plant because they can consume that more easily. Healthy plants really avoid pests, or pests really avoid healthy plants at almost all cost. And I think another commonly overlooked aspect in a healthy soil environment anyway is gypsum, or calcium in particular. A lot of people look at calcium as a micronutrient. In my personal opinion, calcium's a macronutrient. Plants need it so much, and it lacks in so many people's soil in abundance. I mean, calcium's a building block of all cells. You need at least 2,000 ppm calcium in your soil, even for a plant to uptake it in general. But with that, you also have to have boron. Boron carries calcium into the plant. So think of it like boron's a truck and calcium's the trailer. Trailer's not going to get there without the truck. So, and with that, then we have your cation exchange capacity, your CEC, which is all your alkaline earth metal salts, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sodium, and they all kind of compete with each other, but you want them in a proper balance that they don't compete with each other. And I can go in depth on that at another time. I just want to kind of run over the basics with it. And along with that, one of the most primary ones, I guess I would say, is when people are picking a fertilizer. You know, everyone says something like get a 40-10-10 or a 10-2-2 or something like that on your NPK. But with that, there's a problem, because how phosphorus and potassium are calculated. Phosphorus is calculated as phosphate, P2O5, and potassium is calculated as potassium oxide. So P2O5 is actually 44% phosphorus, and potassium oxide is 83% potassium. And potassium and phosphorus are antagonists. If you have too much of one, a plant won't be able to uptake the other. So you really want your phosphorus number to be twice your potassium number. That way you have a balanced ratio in your soil and they're not competing with each other, and your plant will be more able and readily take it up into the plant without a problem. So when you're picking a fertilizer, that's what I recommend. But like I said, I'm not a master gardener by any means. I just understand soil chemistry. That's more of my background of what I understand. And then there's organic matter. I think everyone knows the importance of organic matter in your soil. Helps moisture retention, tilth, all that. And eventually, well, at least for us here, we'd like to eventually mulch everything out, because you see how dry and arid it is here. Soil dries out so fast. Definitely got to mulch here. But I just want to pop in, talk a little bit about soil health since it's that time of the year. And I guess I've bored you guys more than enough with chemistry. So I guess I'll just get back to work and start digging some trenches and try to get this garden wrapped up. And we need to get our early greens put in, and carrots, stuff that can go outdoors right now. And with that, I hope everyone out there is growing a garden this year. I think a garden's probably going to be one of the most important gardens that any of us have this year with what's going on in the world right now. So I hope everyone has an abundant harvest and a happy, healthy year, and they stay safe out there and grow some food. Thanks for watching.